Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload, and today we've got a game between Zest and Scarlett on Catalyst, the latter edition. Alright, so I figured I couldn't leave it at a 10-minute game for my first cast of version 4.0 of StarCraft, assuming that Homestory Cup was identical to the 4.0 patch. So I found another match, a ZVP, between Zest and Scarlett here that is longer than 10 minutes. And hopefully we will see some use of the new balance stuff. In the top left-hand corner of the map, Catalyst. The latter edition, it is the blue Protoss player, Zest. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is the red Zerg player, Scarlett. Alright, so Zest versus Scarlett here. And what is considered one of the better matches from Homestory Cup. Again, if this is actually the same patch, all the same stuff made it into 4.0 from Homestory Cup, then I feel good about that. I feel great about it, actually. Oh, Scarlett going to try to get this hatch down. Go! Ooh. Insta down probe for Scarlett, or Zest rather, trying to block that thing down. Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling fairly confident that is the case, but if not, please let me know in the comments, and we will do some reworking here. I might still cast a whole ton of Homestory games, because those are all available to replay cast on lotv.spawningtool.com. And you know how much I love that site. It's a great place to be, great place to go to find replays. If there's a pro-level replay that I've cast, you could pretty much be sure to find it on lotv.spawningtool.com by searching by that player name and then searching for the opponent name in the map, and it will come up. You can find it for sure. Alright, so Zest just going one gate expand. Nothing too insane from him at this point in time. Just went for the one gateway. Well, I guess there was a pylon first. Obviously, pylon, gateway, nexus, cybernetics core, second gas, and then second pylon. This is a very safe opening. You can be aggressive with it. You can be macro style with it. Really no concerns either way. Protoss players probably do this in about 85% of all of their matchups, unless they're cannon rushing, I guess. So Adept on the way from Zest. Oh, one thing is the vision of the Adept shade was increased from 2 to 4. So that's something that we need to watch out for, is that the shade for Adepts can scout a little bit better than they recently used to. That was nerfed, right? They used to have great vision, and then it went down to like 0, and now it's back up to 4. So it's kind of trying to find a happy medium where Protoss players are okay with it, and other players are less upset about the invincible scouting thing they can't do anything about. So, yeah, I mean, I can see both sides here. Depth's trying to get on in, getting stabbed away by that queen. Overlord speed has been increased. Slow overlord speed, I should say. Right? Look how fast that dude is. So much faster than he used to be. Queen trying to do this thing. And, yeah, see, the shade has a bit more vision available, and then it gets even more when the Adept goes back in to that shade. Phoenix in production for Zest. I was hoping it was an Oracle, because Oracles were changed too. Let's see, Oracle Revelation duration was reduced from 43 to 30 total seconds, which seems good to me. Stasis Ward no longer affects Zerg, Larva, or Eggs. And Pulsar Beam weapon changed from spell to normal damage. Armor will now reduce the Pulsar Beam damage. So not nearly as good. Not nearly as good against buildings is what that means. Mass Oracle not as viable against Zerg, perhaps, as it used to be. Oracle, or Phoenix does take down that Overlord. And just creep spreading is Scarlett here. Again, not many changes to Zerg unless we start talking tier 3 stuff. Vipers, Infestors, Lurkers, stuff like that. I mean, other than the Overlord speed change, there really wasn't anything else done to the Zerg other than Overlord speed. Alrighty then, Phoenix flying around here. Are we still making Phoenix? Zest is still working on Phoenix, yo. Still trying to make this thing happen on this map. He's killing Overlords, which is real nice, actually. This one might supply block. Nope, not supply block. Scarlett. Oh, I was looking at the wrong supply anyway. Ho, ho, ho. Look at me. You can't go mass Phoenix here if you're Zest. Zest is too smart for that. He's got a robotics facility coming up next of all, and trying to sneak on into the main base and just trying to find Overlords to kill, basically. Working pretty well. Phoenix were not changed. They don't get a buff or anything. But Zest still thinks they're pretty good, even if they weren't buffed for StarCraft 4.0. Also, StarCraft did go free to play as part of 4.0, so I'm expecting a big influx of players who don't know what they're doing on the ladder. So if that's you or somebody you know, please send me their replays to falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. Like Into the Void, free to play new player would be great. I'd love to see that. And if not, that's okay. But keep your eyes open. Robotics Bay from Zest. Ooh, Colossus had a nice change. Their range was increased. Their damage was increased. What else here? Is that it? Range and damage? Their cost to get extended thermal lance was decreased from 200 to 150 150. I mean, Colossus are better. Colossus are better now than they used to be for sure. Phoenix, I think we've stopped with the Phoenix group. Indeed, we have 5 of them. 5 of them here, picking up and murdering the drones on the gas for Scarlett inside the main base. Let's see how long it takes Scarlett to replace them. Come on, Scarlett. Replace the ones on gas. Dude, you're Zerg. You need so much gas to survive in the late game against Protoss. Not doing it? Absolutely not doing it. Oh, no, Scarlett. Aren't you too distracted by other stuff right now? Oh, this is making me sad. I mean, I guess we'll come back to... Oh, there it is. There it is. Say I have to come back and check later, but got it. Creep spread looking real nice for Scarlett, too, connecting all of her bases, moving up the right side, moving up the center, moving up the left side. Phoenix can't do anything about creep tumors. Ling attack attempting here at the third base of Zest. He's got it warping in, but there's a pylon, and there's a shield battery here at the natural base of Zest. So we like the shield battery. We really do. If you didn't see my cast between Zest and Solar... Made some good use of shield batteries there for sure. It's just, it'll auto-heal cannons and units by auto-cast. If you want them to heal other stuff, they can, but you have to manually target that to make it happen. So yeah, been pretty slow thus far. I mean, I guess there is attack from Zest pushing in now. Probably the wrong time to say that. Zergling's trying to get us around on this third base. A couple Adepts warping in. Couple more Adepts warping in, and they should be able to handle this. One of the Adepts does end up dead. The positioning's fantastic. Only 2 Lings at a time can attack these Adepts. And here comes the push. Colossus out. Single Colossus out from Zest, and he says it's time to go. Zealots, Sentries, Immortals, and a Colossus. Banelings, and we're going for Baneling drops. Scarlett going for Baneling drops here. Here we go, trying to get that surround. The Force. Oh, did he? No, Baneling drops. There it is, the Baneling rain all over those sentries. Mortals are gone here too. There's really not a lot. Oh, more force fields. Oh, sentries warping in at the last second. Scarlett picking up and evacuating units from this location. Good hold there. Colossus does have 16 kills. Crikey. Colossus are back to their old ways. Look at this Colossus go. Brah, brah, brah. And then picked up and saved by Zest. Picked up and saved. So we're at 3 base to 3 base right now. Zest is starting to saturate his third base location. Scarlett really should go for a 4th, but probably worried about another attack coming in by Zest, but sees the army pulling back. The creep spread is helping with that, providing that vision. Additional Colossus and Void Rays actually coming in from Zest now. Void Ray was not changed, right? Looking through the list, I did read through this a couple times already before I started casting. Yeah, no, Void Rays are the same. No changes there for sure. 13 drones at a time from Scarlett. And getting the Lurker Den. There it is. Lurker Den does not upgrade from the Hydralisk Den anymore. It's its own building, which I don't know what the difference of that is entirely, but it's its own building now. There's that new upgrade. Let's see here. Adaptive Talons reduces Lurker burrow time from 2 to 0.7 seconds and increases movement speed by 10%. So that seems pretty good. Phoenix still flying around, murdering the drones on gas. This time from the third base location. Fourth base coming up from Scarlett in the bottom left-hand corner. And considering the ground is red here, it's kind of hard to see bases when they come up, just out of the corner of my eye. Templar Archives warping in from Zest here at the 9.5 minute mark. High Templar do have a basic attack now. Zest's third base is way oversaturated. Oh, shoot. Was there Baneling drops? Was there Baneling drops happening and I was not paying attention? Oh, how did she get in here? Honestly, Scarlett, how did you do that? And trying to drop. No! Major hits on these probes. 11 probes going down. It is now 67 to 51 harvesters. The Baneling rain is very huge. I was wondering why there were so many workers at that third, because they were running from the natural base at the time. Phoenix picking up random Hydralisks, random Banelings, killing them. Better at killing Banelings, I would say. These Phoenix have been incredible. 4 kills, 3 kills, 6 kills. I mean, this Phoenix group, none of them have died, I think, to this point. Nope, and they've just been absolutely incredible. Is there another attempt of Baneling Rain here? Sure looks like it. They connect at all? This was not played with a Game Heart interface, so I can't actually see live worker devs. Yeah, I don't see anything stopping this. Here we go. Yeah, another decent drops there. 17 probes have died thus far in this game. 74 to 48 total harvester. Scarlett looking all right. Shield batteries coming up here at this third base location. Not really going to help against Banelings because Banelings do instantaneous damage. Does Scarlett not have +2? Doesn't have +2 attack. If you're going to go for Baneling Rain, you got to get +2 attack. With +2, you one-shot those probes instead of two-shotting them, which, as we saw, was kind of a problem. Some really wounded probes did manage to escape because they had a chance to flee, but if you one-shot them, they don't. Ah, it is lurkers. It is lurkers. Well, obviously it's lurkers because there's a lurker den. But here are the lurkers. Are we getting that upgrade? I don't see why you wouldn't, actually, as a Zerg player. There it is. Digging Claws. Oh, you need a hive for it, though. Here comes Zest. Marching in. No, not going to march in. A bit of a Ling attack here at the front door of Zest. Shield battery healing up. Healing up this Adept, basically making it so she doesn't die. Look at this. Not dying. Not dying to Zergling attacks. Pretty amazing there. Sentries force fielding off the main. Trying to, but nope. Hydralisks take them out pretty quickly here inside the main base to prevent that from happening. Zest going for it anyway, maybe? Nah, but sees the lurkers. Good spread on those. Did the Zerglings get in? Ah, they took down the Cyber Core. And they got on in. They're going after these probes. They've got +1 attack. They are trying to pick off the ones that are wounded from the earlier Baneling drops here and doing exceptionally well. This Zergling aggression is doing amazing here. Oh, if actually we could cancel +2 attack. +2 ground attack might be canceled here. It is almost done. 3, 4, 5. Oh, cancel denied! Got it. Done. And Lings are running into the main base here too, but the fourth base by Scarlett looks like it might actually end up dead, and it is. Excellent job, Archons and Zealots. Hydra's spawning too late. Another attack from Zest coming up, trying to pick off some of these queens. The transfuses keeping the queens alive, though. Healing up their brethren there quite nicely. All right, so Ling's finally getting cleaned up here inside the main base. More probes died. 28 probes have been killed. It's 50 to 73 harvesters. But here we go, going for it. Adept Archon, Immortal Colossus. 19 kills on that Colossus. Archons in the front, not taking that bonus damage from the lurker. Some Hydras showing up, but it's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough here. It looks like a quick pause, but we didn't have to experience that at all. Hydra's just getting absolutely murdered, picking off both the Colossus from distance, though. Was that Hydra group, but they still left this Archon alive, and these Adepts who do extra damage versus them. Zealots coming in from the left side, too. This third base of Scarlett is in a world of hurt. Zest needed to do something after losing close to 30 probes, and it looks like he's going to do it. He has killed 28 drones of his own. Big old swell of Zerg forces do manage to show up and clear this out. Ling Hydra pretty great against the Adept Zealot. As it turns out, Archons running around on creep. I think they wanted to join in on the party, but then kind of saw it was not a great time to join in the party. Fourth base warping in from Zest, replacing her fourth base as Scarlett in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Resources lost here, 14,000 for Zest compared to 16,000 for Scarlett. Ling's trying to get this fourth base, but yeah, this is what Zest was pulling back for. This Hydra, pretty scary stuff, man. +2 Hydras. And actually, again, with the Lings to tank for them a little bit, might be able to do this. All the Zealots are gone, forcing a cancel on that fourth base. A huge get, and getting the Warp Prism as it falls down this bottomless chasm. Wow, fantastic out of Scarlett there, forcing a cancel on that fourth base straight up. I want to see you have an attack. Yes, Psy Blast. 5 damage, range of 6, speed 1.25 on those High Templar. Just so when you A-move with them, they don't attack move themselves into death. That's real nice. I think Infestors actually should have that, if we're going to be fair. Just something to keep them, because the number of times I see infestors, even in pro games, sitting at the front lines and just getting massacred by stuff because they're not doing anything. Ugh, it's not good. Storm being researched here by Zest. Got those High Templar, and you don't really have to babysit them anymore. They will just attack stuff and stay at the back, which is all you really want from them anyway. Range of 6. Archons have a range of 3, so they will stay behind Archons, which is huge. Huge for Protoss. Greater Spire. Upgrading here from the regular Spire for Scarlett. Going to go forward them Broodlords. Starting at about 14 minutes, it looks like. Creep spread for Scarlett, continuing to push up and up and up. Again, kind of hard to tell creep spread because on the minimap it all looks basically the same shade. I guess purple and red is not that the same, but just not as stark compared to other map tile sets. For example, jungle tile set. I guess it's kind of jungly, but more deserty, I would say. I do like the desert tile set. Remember it was introduced in Brood War? It was good. It was beautiful. More lurkers getting that. Greater Spire. Still Zest working on another Forge. Ah, that +2 attack would have been so nice for him to have in some of these last recent engagements. But the cancel was a big deal. So 65 to 55 Harvesters. Scarlett, having lost 36 drones. Zest attack on that 4th base and 3rd base were huge. Zest pushing down this left side, just killing creep tumors as you can see them. Observer joining the party here too, but lurkers ready to rock. There are 10 of them. 10 of them on the ground, and these Zerglings are here too. Let's see the upgrades on these guys. +1 melee attack done, +2 missile attack done. No ground carapace at all for Scarlett yet, strangely enough. All right, heading down the middle here is Zest. Trying to split against these lurkers. I don't know if you want to engage here, Zest. This is a lot of lurker, but going storms all over the Hydralisks, all over the lurkers. The Immortals need to focus down those lurkers. I think they're starting to do it here. Banelings morphing in at pretty much the right time, killing an Archon. Maybe that was not the right time. Archons getting rid of Hydralisks, trying to respond and save this 5th base. Scarlett's 5th, which I haven't told you about before now, is dead. There is no saving it at all. Again, if these were +2 Archons, I can only imagine how much better that would have gone for Zest. Clearing out those creep tumors and then pulling back. Safe enough. Got a 4th base. Killed my opponent's 5th base. That seems very good to me, says Zest. Doesn't know the 4th base is back, but has to assume. Right? Has to assume at this point that it is. I feel like you sort of do. 131 to 118 total supply. Scarlett is down, but continuing to make lurkers, continuing to make Hydralisks. Zest is working on Blink. The Stalkers were buffed quite nicely. They might do better against Hydras now. They might do better than I would expect. Anyway. Shield battery. Is that a shield battery? It is. Shield battery cannon here at the 4th base just to deal with Ling run-bys. I believe that's all this is from Zest. And here comes Zest pushing up. Not even a maxed out army, but maybe he wants to try to get rid of that 5th base if it exists. It doesn't exist. As it turns out, it does not exist at all. Trying to see if there's a base along this right side. Killing some more creep tumors, being very patient. Yeah, that burrow time. Actually, that looked the same. Do we have the upgrade? No! Scarlett is not getting the upgrade. 3 times as fast to burrow. Maybe she feels like she doesn't need it. That happens sometimes. Blizzard gives pro players abilities and they say no thanks. We don't need that. Maybe lower level players can take advantage of it though. Broodlord Corruptor, Broodlord. I don't think the Broodlords have been revealed yet. By Scarlett. Let's see. Where did my Greater Spire go? Yeah, doesn't know about it. I mean, Zest might be able to infer based on some stuff, but doesn't know about it. Creep tumor dies, but there's another creep tumor right next door, so that creep side will continue here. Trying to come in with some storm at the front, not really happening. Archons making their own little maneuver with some zealots down to the left side at this 4th base location, trying to pull Southern Army away. Oh, so many lurkers at the 5th base, though. Zest thought about going for it. Has multiple attacks going on. This attack here on the left side is doing extremely well. Exceptionally well, actually. Zealots getting cleaned up. At the 4th base, it does not end up dead, but reveals the presence of the Broodlord. Zest, what is he doing about the presence of the Broodlord is going to be the question here. He's not getting another Stargate. He's not getting a Fleet Beacon. What is his answer going to be? I guess Archons? Archons are pretty good against Broodlords in small numbers. But Broodlord Lurker means it's pretty hard to get close enough to the Broodlords to kill them because Lurkers are there ready to murder you. Yeah, Zest is making more High Templar is what he's doing right now. 60 to 53 total Harvesters. Did I hear Dark Templar? No. Oh, that's the sound of the new Templar attack. It sounds kind of like the DT hack and slash, but it's a ranged attack instead. Go figure. They do benefit from upgrades. Yes, they do. The damage is now 6. And more shield batteries. Where are these shield batteries coming in? Ah, Zest is going for a 5th base in the top right-hand corner, where the 5th base by Scarlett is back. 6th base is probably on the way from the Zerg player, I'd have to assume. Zealots do have charge now. I don't believe they did previous. No, they did. They did previously. They're going against these Lurkers, but Lurker Hydra Ling against Zealots, pretty incredible. Actually, another attack thwarted along the right side by Broodlords. Thrown in them Broodlings. Zest still doesn't have an answer for this. I don't know why he's not getting Tempest, honestly. If you're going Broodlord against a Protoss player, then Tempest are the way to go. If you're the Protoss, I mean, I hope that was fairly obvious. More Corruptors in production for Scarlett. Really wants to Broodlord this army. Maybe Zest just wants to be more mobile. Wants to be able to get away from the Broodlords, right? Scarlett does have to respond pretty spot on with the Broodlords to get there in time. Zealots coming along this left side. Oh, the Observer's picked off by these Zealots, which means any Lurkers defending are going to do really well, but guess what? There's no Lurkers here. Actually, surprisingly not. 4th base in a lot of trouble. Handful of Lings are here with +1 attack, but +2, +1 Zealots enough to take down that 4th base. All the Zealots are going to die, but it was worth it. They took down a base. Huge pickup. Massive pickup for Zest there. And then coming in to this 5th base, every time he tries, he runs into 7 to 10 Lurkers and says, ugh, I don't like that. Oh, Vipers are here. There's your Abduct. That hasn't changed. Parasitic Bomb does more damage now, but it doesn't stack anymore. And there's a delay, like a 0.7 second delay before it actually starts doing damage. Those are the changes to the Viper. So we'll see if we actually get any Parasitic Bomb. Based on the fact that Zest has a Warp Prism for flying units, I think we're all right. Upgrades here to this point in the top left-hand corner as Zealot Archon makes sure the 4th base doesn't ever come back for Scarlett. You're not allowed to return, is what he's saying there. Yeah, Zest is going to beat Broodlords with Archons, I guess. And Colossus, I suppose. Perhaps he's testing out how good the buffed Colossus are against Broodlings. Because if you can instantaneously get rid of the Broodlings as they land, like that's a pretty big deal. It allows your Archons better access to these dudes, to these Broodlords here. Ah, there are Infestors on the way. The biggest thing for the Infestor was it changes fungal growth. Slows target movement by 75%, and the radius increased from 2 to 2.5. Doesn't matter about creep. For a second there, it mattered about creep, but it looks like no matter what, it's going to decrease target movement speed by 75%. So it's a snare instead of a trap right now. Here we go, though. Big time attack. Stalkers trying to get rid of these Broodlords. There is Blinding Cloud being tossed down. Storm on top of everything as well. Colossus getting rid of the Hydra flank attack on the left side, but too many Broodlords are remaining here. Archons managing to fall as well here, though. Immortals trying to get up, trying to do stuff. Great kiting. Absolutely gorgeous kiting from a Scarlett here. And Zest not feeling good about this, if I had to say. Don't overextend, Broodlords. Don't overextend, because then you die, right? 1, 2 Broodlords go down. 3 Broodlords go down to a simple Blink Stalker approach there. Lurkers weren't quite in position. Suddenly, the Lurkers are starting to die here. Lurker count is getting down to 2. Broodlord count is down to 0. And Zest somehow pulling this out. What is going on? 107.99 total supply. It is a very low econ game right now, considering the number of workers that are on the field. But that's it. A good game from Scarlett. Zest pulling it back from the brink of defeat. Manages to get rid of every one of the Broodlords, all of the Lurkers, and once that happened, there was nothing left for Scarlett. That 4th base getting killed slowed down her economy big time. If the 5th base was no longer able to do anything, she was out. Main base mined out, natural base mined out, 3rd base mined out, 4th base there, but considering the fact there are effectively 2 whole mining bases for Zest right now, and there's about to be one for Scarlett, and there was nothing in the bank for her either. That was it. I mean, these new Colossus, 49 and 39 kills. Archon, 21 and 9 kills. Immortal, 33 kills. Stalker, 0. Where did you guys come from? Must have been other Stalkers doing all the heroic stuff there. But yeah, getting rid of those Broodlords was gorgeous. I mean, that just a tiny mistake, I feel like, from Scarlett. Sending the Broodlords up by themselves without Lurker support. The Stalkers blinked in, picked off 1, 2, 3, and suddenly it was easier for Zest to mount a counterattack. And he did. And he did. Wow. All right. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. And you take care of yourself.